ongoing political and constitutional crisis in Edo State over the suspension of all the 18 local government area chairmen may not go away anytime soon. This is as officials of the state government have declared that the chairmen remain suspended. The People's Democratic Party has warned of an imminent breakdown of law and order if the state government refuses to back down. The government's stand comes despite the declaration of the suspension as illegal by both the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, and a high court sitting in Edo State. The AGF recently reaffirmed that only local councillors, not governors or state assemblies, hold the constitutional authority to suspend or remove elected local government officials. Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the lingering crisis in Edo State and the need to respect the law, or rule of law, I should say, in the conduct of government affairs. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Many thanks for joining us.
Pleasure of being here as usual.
It's Christmas Eve, so you have to be really nice to us. Okay. So, in your opinion, how does the suspension of local government chairmen in Edo State reflect on Nigeria's democratic maturity?
Yes, you see what the spectacle there is a very interesting one. And I am excited by it because it is a lesson now to violate the rule of law. A very good lesson on how to violate the rule of law and how to subject the concept of separation of powers and check and balances that guide our presidential system. I mean, what they are doing in Edo State now is ridiculing those concepts. In fact, you see the legislator colluding with the executive now, you get me, to emasculate the local governments. It is not on. And you see, and this is in spite of proddings and warnings they have gotten from the Attorney General of the Federation, that who make it abundantly clear that they do not have that power. And then, you see, you can't look at the issue in isolation. Or in a vacuum. You know, we are discussing the independence, financial autonomy of the local government. You can see that that is what they are tackling there. Maybe they are doing a test case. You know, I spoke of bureaucracy the other time, that some people may not want that thing to see the light of day. That even the government suspected this could be done. That was why I set up a committee, although it has not brought in the result. But then, the president of the Federation, in his speech, budget speech, noted that they will take care of bureaucrats who do not implement government policies. This is part of it. The local government, they are making it a test case to show that the governors don't want it. That is one. But in this particular case, look at the concept of separation of powers. Look at the rule of law. There is a court order persisting on this issue, and in spite of that, the government and the legislature are continuing what they are doing. They should be brought they should be taken to task on that. It is lawless. And then some funny character there said that the Supreme Court is not the Constitution, and the Supreme Court cannot dictate to them. I wonder what sort of language is that. But that is the sort of political verbiage you are getting out of the place. Again, see, you may say I'm sarcastic. It is a lesson on how to violate the rule of law. Sam?
Well, the representative of the state government is said to have commented on these developments and is saying that the Supreme Court's judgment on financial autonomy doesn't override the powers of the state assemblies to exercise oversight over the local government authorities. What's your take on this twist? Because there's two elements to it, right?
Let me comment on it. It is not even a twist. Somebody made that statement.
Yes.
That's lawlessness. That's crass lawlessness. You see, the Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. The courts, in the separation of powers, interpret the Constitution. You have dispute, you go to them. And that was why a party went to court, and the court ruled on it that they should hold the status quo until they should not take any action. And they took action. It's a violation of the law. You get me? So that's lawlessness. You get me? I hope the appropriate organs or institution to take them to task will take them to task. But it's no use calling on the federal government. Once they have defied the agent of the federal government, what happens to be the Attorney General of the Federation? You see, I'm not a judge, but the autonomy is a judge on this matter. You get me? Because as a political scientist, I know the concept of separation of powers, and I know why it was put there. Checks and balances, why it was put there. It's to prevent this sort of overbearing action that makes selfish interest override the public interest and public good and the legal system of the land. It is a condemnable situation, right? And you see, I'm not a politician, but I will expect the police, I will expect the president of the federation to heed the warning of some people in the opposition who said law and order may break down if these people will go on violating the constitution. And that's a very ominous but pertinent warning. Because if you have the rule of law and people are not respecting it and are getting away with it, it's like getting away with murder. There's a limit to the patience of those on the other side who are feeling the brunt of it. So government too should find a way to make sure that the situation does not degenerate into destruction of law and order.
All right. So
Yes.
sound lesson on how to violate the rule of law, according to you. We appreciate your analysis as always. Rising analyst, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, thank you so much for joining us here on this.